We now return to Let's Play Warhammer Armageddon, and an outrageously difficult mission. I've tried to do this 3 or 4 times now, and I just can't figure this map out. So, we've got some problems here. We have to defend these 6 hexes. Well, actually, we only need to get 5 of the hexes. But, as we see here, this is surrounded by buildings. Those block line of sight, meaning that I can't really attack anyone very easily, and they can just hide up in these buildings and fire at me. We also have this area over here which kind of bulges out, meaning that if the orcs get along the side, they can shoot me far easier than I can shoot them. And if I pull back a little bit, that lets them move into here. So I'm not sure what to do about this. The game seems to imply that you should actually just line the walls, and maybe that's the strategy. You just bombard them, and when the turns are almost up, then you move out and try and take the strongholds. I think that's a really risky thing to do. We've also got a unit sitting out here, von Straub's former bodyguards, who are about to be destroyed. So things need to happen, obviously. And I think if we are in fact going to hold these points, we need a lot of support units, which I don't currently have. So I'm going to start by putting down a tank in each of the locations. And where I place them is going to be pretty important, I feel. Let's see. So I also want some artillery. We're going to want a lot of artillery. In fact, I'm going to upgrade you while I can and put you back there. And in fact, I might actually want to change these to basilisks. Basilisks will actually have the ability to shoot over line of sight blockers, so I could put them here. Yeah, let's try that actually. Because they also have an increased range. They do less damage though, which I'm not thrilled about because there's a lot of armor coming in this mission. But we'll give this a shot. And then upgrade you. Get you hidden over there. Okay, so we also need Ogren to kind of help as counter assaults. I guess I'll put you there. And then you can be hiding here. The thing is, the support units that we can utilize here are going to be torn to shreds, and I think to make this effective we need a lot of support. I do happen to have the ability to get 8 more units, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try getting a lot of the Steel Legion fire support. We're not going to go for any transports because we're not going to move, so they don't need to go anywhere, but we'll get them there, and then what I'm going to do is actually use an artillery, the Griffin. The Griffin is an artillery, well actually so is the Wyvern, but the Griffin is an artillery that has support. So it'll work exactly like the fire support units, meaning that if someone gets attacked, it'll attack as well, before its neighboring unit gets attacked. So having those 3 support units supporting each other, I'm hoping, is going to be a big help. I guess the Griffins just look like they're better overall. They do fewer shots, but they do a lot more damage and they pierce armor, so the Griffin seems to be the way to go here. So I'll grab you, put you there, and I'm probably going to want to do the same thing, if not here. Well, I mean, I could put it there. I could put a support, and a Griffin there. I am, however, just going to basically use up my units to create the double fire support. I think that's going to be essential to keeping these points, because having one support, if you just have one, yeah, it'll support the units around it, but if they decide to attack that unit, they're fucked. So that can't happen. And like right here, I mean, we have to have these guys here, because otherwise even a bunch of Gretchen who get inside the base will tear these guys. So at least we have them as support. The problem is that these don't have very good support, seeing as how these guys are blocked from line of sight here. So if there's somebody here, I'm not sure if they'll be able to hit them. So really these are just a damage soak, and I think the Ogre and Veterans are probably the best to do that. Now, I could get rid of these gunships because, you know, I think I'm going to have an anti-tank sitting here. Maybe. And then we'll have a... No, actually what I could do, I could still get enough units here. I was going to say I could maybe get rid of these guys, seeing as how they have limited function, really. Well, I mean, they're good for extending my view range, and that's about it. They're very mobile scouts, which will allow me, especially over here, that might help out a little bit to see what's coming. I'm going to put a Griffin... Artillery. Now, the problem with using Griffins as opposed to the others is that they have very limited range, so they do kind of have to be close by. But I guess that's why we're having Basilisks kind of hanging out. Over here, though, I definitely need a different... I need something else, because I don't... Although, I don't know, maybe these 3 units alone will do something. I mean, this is kind of important as an assault, or an anti-assault. I don't know, maybe I can put you here, since the Melta cannon will be right there. And we'll put you... Oh, really? Oh, okay, well, I guess they gotta go somewhere in the middle for now. And then I've got one more... No, I don't. I don't have any more units. Okay, never mind. So, hopefully, I can pull these guys back in here. Now, this is... I don't know, this is much weaker than I usually have this. I really would prefer to have more, you know, maybe this is overdone here. Maybe this is overkill. But if I have you, I mean, where are you going to go? Here, I guess? I feel a little bit better about that. But these guys, well, all our way, but in particular... now, see, these guys aren't very well protected. So maybe put them there. Because I think line of sight would at least block them until they get here, and then they'd probably get attacked. I don't like these guys being out here at all anyway, but they would have more survivability. So maybe knowing that they're coming my way, I'll move them out and then move them in to shoot, and try and do something like that. I think that's a little bit better to their survivability. Okay, well, let's give this a shot again. Otherwise, the only way to do this, I think, is just going to line the walls and wait. And that seems to be way out of this nonsense. Okay, well, we can do a lot of damage to that tank, or not much at all. So let's... the problem is these guys don't have a whole lot of maneuverability. We can get them in here, but it's going to take some doing. So I guess we'll fire on this, and then take some damage and move them. And then we can at least... wipe that tank out, and you can't reach them. I mean, I could have them come forward, but let's not go making my guys more vulnerable than we need to. If we lose this unit, we lose this unit. I mean, they're very good, obviously, as anti-tank support, and they're a free unit, so that's something, but I can't... maybe I should have you come forward a little bit. Thing is, any shooters are gonna just mow this down. So even if we go here, I mean, they're going to be like first target, I think, which is not something I want. But anything to beat the Gretchen, because a full squad of Gretchen, I mean, they're Gretchen, but they're still pretty powerful. So, and yes, here we go. Already, eluded Lehman Russ. This is going to be a difficult one. Can I? Well, I guess I can get you to fire there. I can maybe get you in here. Well, you would destroy it. Hopefully you'd destroy it. I took a little bit back, but that's fine. Now what I don't have are any command units. And that means that we're going to have morale issues, because we're going to be constantly firing. So let's move you, how about right there? At least this will block line of sight, and we get a little bit more view on this side of the trench. As for the rest of you, you'll just have to wing it, I guess. At least the bolter has about the same range as the mortars, so anything coming in there is going to get hit by both. Okay. Well, that's a noble sacrifice there. And already a zap gun. But see, See, they try to do that, and immediately the assaulting is, or the assisting is helping. That is not helping. And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier, where we've got a big problem where they can just hide in these buildings and I can't do a damn thing. But we saw there how these guys survived pretty well. These guys are not surviving at all, and I don't have actual control right now. Okay, well, the threats are real, and thankfully the knobs did not attack my vulture. Killicans might. They did. Okay. So right there, that's a for me, and somehow I lost vision on that. Well, let's take care of the easy stuff first. Little tank or the big tank? I definitely think you're probably a bigger problem, especially since these guys will probably wipe the floor with these. Oh yeah. So you gotta be dealt with. You gotta be dealt with. Wow. That must have critted, because did you see? I mean, it didn't look like it was going to do that much damage. We'll take a bit there. Can we do more? Yeah, we can. Or we could just take a little hit from the Ogren and wipe it out. Because maintaining armor health, I feel, is more important than infantry. Infantry are going to get minced once the bigger guys start coming in. Well, we could wipe them out with that. Can you actually come in here and do anything useful without taking too much damage back? Not really. Not really. These guys are in a bad way. We're only gaining a little bit of line of sight there, and that's kind of making me vulnerable. I think I should be using these sight, but flanking for me here to come in, because I need that line of sight to see that. So, okay, let's go back to these guys, finish off this tank. I mean, it looks like the Ogren would take less damage than the tank would, which is crazy. But let's do this. And let's see if we can't finish it off. No, we can't. Well, we'll move you back, and I guess we're going to have to finish you off with the Ogren, which is ridiculous. And there we go. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, too, is that the more we have to attack, the quicker this morale is going to go down. So I guess keeping these guys sane and safe is the best way to handle that, but that's not doing me any good. Which is a bigger threat? These guys have got big shooters and buzzsaws, but this has a crusher cannon and big shooters, so frankly I think that's probably the one to go. Can the Melta get this guy? Not very well. What can you do? Yeah, you'd do a bit more. You guys would do even more and take less damage. I like that. Okay, now can we finish this off? Yeah, we'd take a little bit of damage. Okay. Well, same. I think because this is closer in line, well, let me look. 19, 21, yep. So, we'll keep for that one. That one's dead. Shoot the Gretchen. Tempting to just, well, they can't do much. So maybe, well, let's finish this off before we go giving unnecessary aid. Zap gun is dead. Gotcha. That one, not so dead. A little bit deader. Okay. Taking some hits. Taking really far too many hits at this point. Yeah, they can't see across the bridge, and that's a problem there. And we'll just finish you off. Okay. So that's that. I guess we'll fire, and then we'll move you to the center. Try and get a little bit of visual. In fact, I could probably have you come in, finish them off. There we go. Okay, good. Got a clean slate for the next round. And is anyone sitting on... Most people moved, or went anyway. Maybe you'd be better off over here. That just leaves you vulnerable, though, and I don't necessarily like that idea. But I guess it depends on how many people are coming this way, but I think that proximity would probably do me better rather than trying to go through there. So actually, let's move you over here and anticipating you moving there, and if we need you over here, we'll move you back. Yeah, so anyway, I was looking for people who had not had a turn so I could raise their morale, but here we go. See, and they just fucking stop on that bridge. They don't get within range of my assistance, but there we go. That assist. Look how the assist is tearing them apart. This is the strategy to go with. I have done this. I think this is like my 4th time on this mission. I have wasted hours figuring this out, or attempting to figure this out. Who just took damage? I couldn't see. Okay, here we go. So now we got orcs coming in, and the same amount of damage is going to apply. I'm not getting my heavy bolters in there. There we go. That's a little bit better. Prefer not to take damage if I could help it. We'd wipe out the knobs, we'd take a lot of damage in return. Can you do anything from there? No. I could get them over here. That would do a little bit. That would do just a little bit. Well, I don't really like either of these options, but just by... You know what? Why don't we have them not do that, and we'll just do a morale boost. I think we can probably wipe out a good number of these without having to resort really... Well, that's fine, because that leaves these guys in the way of these guys, and they can't do anything because they're grots and they've got a slugga with a 1-range weapon. So, really, that's good. We'll leave them too weak to do damage to me, and in return, we will maybe... I mean, my Vanquisher there is hurting. That's not what I want. We're too far away from that. We got 2 units of knobs up here, so that's really going to hurt. Let's finish off the combat, though. I mean, at some point I'm going to have to just get in here. And I could save my tank, because my tank is going to take damage no matter what. My veterans might take less damage, but I can always use this to replenish them, so... Alright. That really lowers their morale, though. So we gotta get them out of there. I think I'm gonna have them move back behind here, so that on the next turn we can bump them up. That's probably gonna open this up to anyone, but if any one of these guys gets attacked, there's support, I mean, everywhere. So, I'm okay with doing that. You guys... I don't want to kill those Gretchen, but maybe now I do. Although, if anyone comes up this way, they'll probably be able to move in there, but... Well, jeez. You know what? Let's just raise your morale and get your boost. Because we do get bonuses when they're in white morale. So I'll let them come to me. Okay, these guys. Probably important to kill off the knobs, so we'll do that. Bring the meltas around. Okay. Unfortunately, the melta cannon's out of range. Again, we could do a heavy assault on these guys. We'd probably do okay there, too. I mean, we'd take a lot less damage than... Probably because we got that defensive bonus. So, yeah, let's try this. Good, good. Now, we do have a conundrum here, because... this is going to hurt. I mean, these guys are sitting in a trench. I need them out of the trench. So I'm not going to waste a lot of time on that. Okay, and I'll move you guys back over to here. So at least they're blocked. Those guys might get shot at, but... Okay. So that's all done and dealt with. And I wish it had been these guys, actually, so I could let them rest. Oh well. Okay. Guys, we need that one first. Oh, maybe not. We're gonna take significant damage, no matter what. I don't like this at all. We'd take less damage here, though. So we'll get that started. Okay. And now we can finish it off. Or not. Now we can finish it off. Fuck. Okay, everyone's hurting for morale, so hopefully we'll get a reprieve here soon. I would like some time to get everyone kind of back up to high morale. But better. Turn 4. We're only a fifth of the way, and there's a lot more to come. Yeah, I knew those guys were going to sit in there, but see, now they're new wave. Okay. Therein lies the problem with this position, because they can stay here, completely out of my visual range, and just hammer me. And I don't believe they have any incentive to move. So okay. I'm actually going to leave you to boost up, and we'll try and kill these guys over here. Now, if I move to here, that leaves me vulnerable, but it would give me a little bit better line of sight. Things are going to come up this way, I'm pretty sure. What I would really like to do is go out here and hit these settlements so I could get some visual on that, but clearly that's not an option at this point. Okay, so to stay there or to move? Well, I'd like to keep that hidden because these guys are just made out of paper. So, here we go. You'll take some hits. You're going to take way more hits than I'm comfortable with, but this would wipe out the knobs, or at least come awful damn close. There we go. Good. So that lets everyone else rest for a bit and get their morale up. Then we come over here. So, you definitely need to rest. Probably also to use a reinforcement. Okay, we can just... I think I'll just leave them there, because again, they take up a spot. If they're never going to cross the bridge, that means this is the only... Well, these two are the only spots, but I think it's good to leave them there, because they can't do squat to me from back here, and yeah, it's important that they take up that spot. I guess maybe... Should I have you move here instead? 1, 2, 3, would that be... I just want them within range, but I don't know if that's blocked. I just want to open this up. And then you, I guess, can also do a morale. You do a morale. Okay. Alright, here we go. Yep. Now they're going to constantly attack these guys, preventing these guys from getting their double support. I feel like the computer cheats, like it actually kind of knows what I've got. I don't think it's beholden to all of the limitations that I am, which is... there we go, more artillery across the river. Which is one of the things that... Nope, we have no line of sight on that. So if I come out here, I'm going to get torn apart. Alright, let's hold off on you. Boy, all of you are going to give me problems. I think we might have to come in here and do this. You're going to take a little bit of damage. Okay. So that's good. I think you need this again. You guys need that again. And that's left you vulnerable, so that's not a great thing. Next person who comes in here, that's probably going to be the attack. I don't know if I want to fly these guys around or not. Probably not. We seem to be doing okay here. We didn't get assaulted on this end. So that gives me a chance to rest up, recuperate. Some of them are probably going to need reinforcements awful damn soon. I'd like to do that with you, get your morale up. Now you're hurting pretty damn bad. So I'm just going to do that, and we're going to try and take on the knobs without you. Which might not be doable, actually, looking at how hard these guys hit. Do significant damage to both. I think we need to weaken you, though. I mean, I feel like I'm going to have to pull off of this position just because we've already got things here. They're clearly waiting for me. And we're going to take damage in the meantime. So let's sacrifice you a little bit. You're going to take some damage back. See, but you're not going to kill them is the problem. Alright. We'll just weaken them. Maybe use the same theory of blocking the bridge. Unfortunately, now these guys are below morale. They're going to take pen. So, I don't know. I mean... Yep, there it comes. Okay. Now they're being dicks. Whoa, why didn't you get... Are you... Oh, because it's out of range. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are these shooters? Yep. Damn. Okay, well... We got some problems. We got some big problems. See, this is where the horseshit part starts, because now we've lost units. Many units have been lost. This has got to... We've got to pull back off of that.